What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pittsburgh. My name's Anthony. I appreciate you joining me. I'm live with my man over here, Skylar, Tothemooncollectables on Instagram. You guys have not followed him yet. Please make sure you do. I do have a link to his Instagram in the description, and I'll probably drop it several times throughout this video as well. But I want to say thank you to everybody that came over from IG to show some love to my man, Skylar. Really appreciate it. I want to go through and say what's up to a few people. We got Stacy in the house. Appreciate you being here. Bulldozer, appreciate you being here as well, my man. Got Eli in the house. Appreciate you being here. Hi, Eli. So yeah,
what's going on, guys? What's going on?
Skylar, for anybody that is coming over from the YouTube platform that might not be familiar with you from Instagram, do you just want to give us a basic rundown of who you are and, just...
Hi, guys. I'm Skylar with Tothemooncollectables. We have a page on Instagram. If you want to go follow us, it's at Tothemooncollectables. We do a bunch of different stuff on there. We do selling. We do random Sunday night sports card talks. We get a lot of people on the live, interact with the community, and post a lot of amazing content and kind of use our Instagram as like a YouTube platform.
And that's one thing that I thought was really cool, like as opposed to some like straight sales platform Instagram channels like that I've seen. He really does kind of have more of an engaging flow to his channel. And yeah, as you can see, has all kinds of just heat on here 24/7. Like literally just the other day he was live for 12 hours selling slabs and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. What we really try to do, man, over there is interact with the community and try to be different. I mean, there's so much competition in the Instagram community right now. So you really got to be different. Check out the chicken, even little things like that, man. I want to give a huge shout out while we're starting to a couple companies. If you go all the way up, it's companies we do business with. Eli's Vinyl Shop. They're the ones who do all our merch. If you guys do want some To The Moon merch, message Eli's Vinyl Shop. Card Social. They're in a new platform here locally to us. What they're doing is they basically reinvented the wheel. They're doing like an eBay kind of deal, but you interact directly with the person you're buying the cards from, and it only costs $1 to sell per card. And they also have bigger bundle deals, so if you buy enough credits, you can get it for less than $1. Another huge shout out is to Smooth Sleeves. They're a new penny sleeve company. They've kind of reinvented the technology, so it makes it easier to pull out the cards out of a sleeve. I also want to give another huge shout out to Show Your Slabs. This company has designed a way to show your slabs rather than keeping them and hiding in the vault. You hang your slabs on a board. It's a big slab board. You can get it customized with your logo and your name and personal collection, whatever you want it to say. Another big shout out is to our boys over at the Grading Authority. They're a brand new grading company, guys. They're starting pre-orders. They're running a second wave. It's only $15 a card. I think it's max of 3 cards right now, but it's a brand new grading company. You definitely need to check them out. And then finally, a huge, huge, huge shout out to InvestiCard. We are part of their partnership program. It's a huge part of our business, and it's a huge reason where we're at today is because of those guys. So huge shout out to them. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Today, we're just kind of going to talk about how to grow your sports card business into an actual business and take this from a hobby into maybe actually something you can turn into a full-time job.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing, guys, is like you don't have to like work in a job that you hate. Like you're able to actually do something you enjoy. And, my mom always told me that if you do something you love, you really don't work a day in your life. I think me and Skylar will prove you wrong in that today, but you'll at least enjoy what you do. Like you'll look forward to the grind.
Right.
But I do want to say big shout out to my man, Gate City Picker. Appreciate you being here, Paul. Got Garrett Morris in the house. Appreciate you being here, Garrett.
Shout out to Eli and Steve.
What's up, Steven? Good to see you, my friend.
Eli's Vinyl Shop, Eli Stay Scream.
Appreciate that, Garrett.
Show Your Slabs are super sick, man. I definitely get one. If you use promo code Moon, you can save 10% off on your total purchase. Promo code Moon.
Yeah, that thing is nasty, man. Like with all those Zions you got in there.
Right. We've actually we're going to redesign our board when we get back, but we took a lot of those off. But what we're doing now, they actually have a what do you call it? A one touch, so you can actually do a one touch Show Your Slab now, so you don't even have to have graded cards.
Nice.
That's a new thing they're working on. Shout out to Elevate Sports Cards. They have a very awesome YouTube. We love those kids.
What's up, Hobby Beast in the house? If you guys haven't checked out my man Chris, go check him out. That's a brand new channel, guys. That's Thrift Beast for those of you guys that know him. Mm-hmm. Elevate, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. So yeah, why don't we just kind of like dive into it? Like the thing I really wanted to talk to you about today is like I was watching the interview you did the other day with InvestiCard. Mm-hmm. And the thing that really caught my attention here is because like I've known you for a while, like, you know what I mean? We've been, you know, shooting the breeze and stuff like that. But like I didn't really know like how long you've been flipping cards for. You know, in that interview, I found out that like, you know, 3 months ago, like you weren't even in like the card game at all. And that now like you have this raging Instagram following and you're just killing the game. Like, you know, you got a slab suitcase. If you got a case for slabs, like it's official. You're in the game. You can't not be in the game with a case of slabs.
My dad didn't like that purchase at all, but he said, you've done a good job the last couple months. We'll buy it for you. And, you know, it's not the greatest one, but we got a suitcase. Yeah, man. 3 months ago, I was working and then I lost my job. And on January 31st is when we launched the Instagram. And from there, we basically, I saw a YouTube video. I was just watching. I think it was like top 10 like cards right now or something like that. Something stupid. It just popped up on my feed. And I saw a Michael Jordan Flair sticker card, and I showed my dad, and he's like, dude, I have that card. And from there, we basically started going through his cards and found out my dad had a pretty nice collection and figured out, hey, man, we need to sell this stuff. I'm ready to sell it, you know, because the prices, you know, now it's kind of crazy, hard not to even sell them. You know, they could go up, but if you sell them now, he's like these cards he was buying for $2 and $3 back in the day. If you get them graded, or if you sell them raw, are hundreds to thousands of dollars. You know, and that's a lot of money. Especially when you only paid $2 or $3 for them, and they're just sitting near your house. So,
yep.
But awesome. I wanted to make an Instagram because I kind of studied the industry, and it just seemed like that's where the people were at. You know, and when we started, we only were getting 1 or 2 people in our lives, and I did a lot of watching and a lot of like studying of what other people were doing. And in that process is where I found InvestiCard. And that kind of changed our whole business to 360 degrees, man, because what InvestiCard has done for us is it's given us another way to sell our cards and another source of income. What we use InvestiCard for mainly is their partnership program. And they grade cards, 0 cost for grading. And then after the cards grade and they sell them for you, you get a total percentage of that sale, depending on what it sells for, which a lot of people get turned off by that. You know, I'm losing this much, I'm whatever, you know, it's anywhere from like 50 to 90%.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is you're not having to tie up thousands of dollars for grading and wait that 6 months and have that money tied up and then get that 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever back.
Yeah.
And that's why we use InvestiCard. I mean, it's one of those programs where you really have to do it the right way, and you can't just do 1 or 2 cards. You have to do a lot. I mean, you can do 1 or 2 cards and it pays off, but for us to really see that return, we have to do hundreds of cards, you know. And the other cool thing they just launched is that they're doing a raw card show. So what I've been doing lately is I have a lot of raw cards, as you guys know. But I've been sending a lot of raw cards to them that I can't sell on my show, and then they sell them for me, and then I get I think it's 75% back on that total sale. But on my raw card shows if I'm not selling them, I usually give a deal anyways. So I'm
Yeah.
getting more cards sold. I'm making more money that I can use to buy more collections. And another big conspiracy, man, when you're starting this out, you know, we've only been in this 3 months, is everyone thinks, wow, you're making buku money. And we're really not, because we're reinvesting 90% of the money we're making back into the content, back into the collection. So we have inventory for people. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I want to give a quick shout out to my man Michael. Appreciate you being here, guys. Check out my man Huddle card collection if you haven't. Really awesome guy in the community. I do want to take Garrett's question though about LCSs. Yeah, neither one of us do have an LCS. The crazy thing is, my buddy Marty, you guys might have seen in a bunch of these videos. One of his dreams is he wants to open up an LCS, you know, somewhere in the Pittsburgh area. And he and I have talked about maybe collaborating on that. We would just have to see, because my dream is I want to get like an RV and I just want to travel the country, going to like LCSs and, you know, all the different shows and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Just see where like I can take this YouTube thing, because I can sell cards from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take much space. A couple monster boxes, I'm good to go.
With me, man, in an LCS, I've actually worked in a few in the card industry, the trading card industry, and I used to have a buddy who owned one, and that since went out of business. With all the changes lately and everything, it could have been different, but I will tell you, that's a whole different beast. I mean, you have to have a crap ton of capital, because not only are you buying collections and you're buying product for your store, but you have to buy top loaders, you have to buy penny sleeves, you have to buy the little things that we don't have to buy and sell to help pay for your overhead. And not only that, you have your overhead, you have your insurance, you have your, I mean, if you're a legit business, you have to have all your legit stuff, and then you have to do taxes, and if you have employees, you know, I mean, there's just a lot of things that go into that. And it's profitable, don't get me wrong. You just have to do it the right way, and you have to have the capital up front, because if you're taking the money you're making off the collections and paying your bills, that's less money you can put back into the business, and it's just not a good long term, you know. There's definitely a right way to do it, and there's a lot of wrong ways to do it. It's just like starting your own business on Instagram or YouTube or whatever you're going to do. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely possible, especially right now, you know. But I don't think I would ever start one. I think I think the online sales is where it's at. And I mean, you even see stores like Walmarts and Targets, you know, and they're struggling to pay rent, because I mean, the ability to rent a building anymore, it's just crazy expensive, you know, and that just takes so much money out of your stuff. And with cards, you can't overcharge like you can other items. Like cards have a set price, and that's what people are going to pay. You can't upcharge a card. So I mean, you can buy it at a certain price, but you ever go to a local card shop and try and sell them a card, and they're like, I can only give you 30-50%. It's because they have to make that overhead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And Huddle Card Collection's actually asking a question too. He's asking, do you need a commercial building to start an LCS? Not necessarily. You do need a brick and mortar in order to get contracts with like Panini or Tops or like any of the places for like hobby boxes and stuff like that. Even with an LCS, like you still can't get retail or anything like that. That still only goes to like the major retailers. But like, for example, there's a video I put out maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. One of the places I went in Ohio was a LCS that was actually in somebody's house. Like, it literally looked like you were rolling up into like an old house in Ohio, and it was an LCS, like one room, like their baseball, it was all vintage baseball, but it was a kitchenette. So so theoretically you don't necessarily need like a commercial building, but in order to get any kind of, you know, hobby wax from any of the companies, you do need to have like a brick and mortar location for people to come to.
If you want to scroll down, I think we got a bunch of questions coming in.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good one.
So wait, here, let me go in order, because I'll end up
Sealed wax is the most expensive. Yeah, it's sealed is the most expensive for sure.
Okay, so Bulldozer has a really good question here. What's the best way to find bulk card collections?
Lately, man, I've
Give away
been
your secrets?
people have been just coming to me. I didn't even have to look. I mean, when I found the first couple collections, I went on Facebook Marketplace and found those, and they both were decent buys. But lately, I've just been getting a lot of people that are like, "Hey, I have all this stuff in my house. I'm gonna throw it away. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll pay the shipping, pay you a little bit for your time." And they've been just sending it to me, man. So I think you gotta promote it and ask on your page or whatever you're doing. Say, hey, I'm buying bulk, I'm paying this, and stick to those prices. Never let someone tell you like, I need this. I mean, if you can only pay this, you can only pay this. And yeah, it may sound really good, but you can't overpay. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, I've done that way too many times in my early go arounds, overpaying because I thought it was better than what it is, and then it always turns around to bite you. I mean, you got to find your price and you got to find what works and pay that, because you got to make your money too.
Yeah. I would say my answer to this question that's worked for me is I look a lot as far as like what people are posting on like local sites like Facebook Marketplace, like OfferUp, Let Go, like that kind of stuff. Craigslist, like on Craigslist, the cool thing is like Craigslist, a lot of people don't use it anymore, but like I'll use it to post like, hey, I'm looking to buy this or that. You know what I mean? And that was the tactic I used because before I was selling cards full time, I was doing storage units and like flipping other items. So, this was something I was kind of already doing. And I kind of moved into cards from there once the pandemic hit or whatnot. But so you can actually set notifications on platforms like Craigslist. So anytime somebody posts anything with the word sports card in it, basketball, Zion, anything like that, you'll get an instant email. And so it lets you kind of be first to the party on a lot of collections and stuff like that.
Which is where if it's something really good, you definitely want to be first to the party.
Exactly. So for me, that's how I've been able to find it. I know that's one of the main reasons Marty wanted to start an LCS is just so like people would bring stuff to him. But yeah, I mean, with your Instagram following and like you having such a reach with social media, like that's something Nate's been hammering on me forever is social media. And like really only in the last couple of months have I really been trying to like develop any form of social media. And a lot of it's just to kind of share YouTube stuff and whatnot and connect with people about cards.
Right. I know Elevate had a really good question because I think their situation, as they kind of told me, is they like have about 200 followers. These guys make amazing content. I don't know if you need to go watch one of their videos. It's super hilarious, but this is probably a good question for you because I know you kind of had that growth spurt over the last couple of months, especially where you've been gaining a lot of people.
Yep. Pull up your channel real quick. That way I can actually look at it and give you like a bit better of a answer here.
Their Instagram's booming. They just hit 2,500 on Instagram.
That's awesome. Move you over to the other screen so that I can share you out. I have like so many tabs up on my computer just from needing
Gate City's asking where Nate's at.
I don't know if he's working today or what's going on. I know that his schedule's been changing as of late. But we did our regular Saturday show on Monday this week, and we had Dustin on. So let's take a look here. 177 subscribers. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Elevate yet, go over there and give them a sub. Okay, so right off the bat, one thing that I'll tell you that YouTube does kind of, like, I don't want to say they nerf you, but they do kind of nerf you. Like anything having to do with anyone under the age of 18, they can kind of suppress you a little bit. Like, I don't know if they'll, like, allow you to have your comment section or stuff like that. but like things like thumbs up, comments, like all of that stuff is like really big in how YouTube's algorithm will basically catch on to something and push something, because it's like, oh, well, people like this because they're interacting in this way or that way. So I don't know if that'll hurt you or not. But I mean, that would be the only thing that I would think, because like the thumbnails look really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that like normally like I would look at a channel, and this is like true of me even till like 6 months ago. Like my thumbnails were trash. Like I didn't even know how to make one or any of that stuff. So but yeah, I mean, I can tell like you're doing card stuff, you're excited about cards.
They produce a lot of content too, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, you have good quality graphics and stuff. Let me see.
I think that's their new logo they just made up there.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say, big thing with YouTube that I've learned is titles matter. Like, so one thing that helped me figure out kind of what to do title wise is I sell a lot on eBay, and like my sports card business, like most of it runs through eBay. You know, that's one thing I really want to talk to Skylar about, because I'm paying all these extra fees that I could be cutting out if I learn to do it the way he does it, you know? Yeah. So
they said comments are turned off, but likes are turned on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure like all of the like nuances of that kind of stuff, but if you guys haven't yet, go over and show them some love. I'd appreciate it. Let them know that To the Moon and Pittsburgh sent you.
Yep.
But one thing I will say is titles mean a lot. So essentially, like if you were to say list something on eBay, right? I'm listing a PSA slab, right? So I'm going to want PSA in there. I'm going to want Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to want Andy Russell. I'm going to want tops. I'm going to want the year. I'm going to want all of those things. So when it comes to being found on YouTube, the most important thing is how you put those words in your title and how you organize them and stuff like that.
When it comes to growth on Instagram too, we made a hashtag right out of the bat. It was Tothemooncollectables with 3 spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
And it always had less than 100, nobody following.
Yeah.
That hashtag has over 18,000 views on TikTok right now.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And I don't know how, I can't see it on Instagram, but it's blown up. And, I've always done it, and I've always consistently done it. And if you do something like that, that's another great way to get people going. Eddie mentioned it on his live the other night on the InvestiCard live. Hashtags are so important, especially hashtagging like big ones. If you go to big pages and see what they're hashtagging and copy those always seem to do a lot of help.
So over here, as you'll see, like I've done a lot of sports card show vlogs lately, but in order to get people that may have never seen my channel to like find me, I'm essentially looking for people that are trying to find videos about sports card shows and vlogs about sports card shows. So as you'll see, like literally all week, every single title has started off with sports card show or sports card show vlog, just so anybody that's searching for that will eventually find those type of videos. So I would say like whatever your specific videos you're making, like whatever you kind of want people to find, just be real specific with like your keywords and stuff like that you use in your title. And that's the best way to get like new people that haven't seen your content ever to like give you a chance.
I like it. Three pet peeves in sports card community. I don't really have pet peeves yet.
Pet peeve, I mean, really one of my biggest pet peeves would be kind of like it's every community, really, not just sports cards, but like dishonesty. You know what I mean? Like say a card's fake.
I guess that. Yeah, or people bidding on an item and not paying. Yeah,
any form of dishonesty, you know what I mean? But like there's a lot of shystiness that kind of happens, like not just in sports cards, but in any kind of bartering or, some exchanging of valuable things. You know what I mean? There's people that will take advantage of other people. So like, that's probably my number one thing. Like, I hate seeing people get taken advantage of. And, I personally don't like being taken advantage of either. But that part.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, so going back into what we were talking about, appreciate all the questions, guys. I mean, it's hard building a community, and it's hard jumping into this like nose deep, especially if you're starting from scratch and you're not starting with inventory, or you're starting with a lot of inventory and not a lot of money. Like, most people who get into this industry either have one of two things. They either have money, but they don't know how to spend it, or they have cards and they don't know how to sell them. That's the two biggest people I've seen. You either have the people with a lot of money and they're like, I want to invest because I've seen these cards selling for $500,000 and I want to take some money and put it into some cards, or I like this player and I don't care if they're going to take 10 years to go up. I want to invest in them because I believe in him. Or you have people who have a ton of cards from 1900s to 2000s, and they're like, I need to figure out how to sell these. I mean, and that was kind of our case, is we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of cards. And when we started the page, it really started as small, and I was happy to get to 500 in 3 months. I was overzealous, and then we hit 1,000, and then before you know it, it was 2,000, and then now it's almost 2,500. I mean, that's
awesome.
And the biggest thing I always say is, I'd rather have 10 followers, but have 10 loyal customers than 2,500 followers, because you can buy a follower, but you can't buy a customer.
Oh yeah.
Especially a loyal one, and we've been really lucky to have some pretty loyal people and some really good people on our page, and not a lot of that negative.
Speaking of which, loyal, awesome people on your page, I need to give a big shout out to Fun with Slabs. So if you guys have not checked out Fun with Slabs on Instagram, go check them out. But I got this in the mail today.
Oh, that's sick.
PSA 9, Kevin Newman, Orange Bowman.
The green screens in the.
Yeah, I know. My bad, guys. Case, I'm gonna let you guys in on the secret of television. It's not real.
That is nice, though.
Yep. So, but on the plus side, we're back, but we're in Heinz Field now.
That's sick.
All right. I'm back in the man cave now.
I thought it was a clear card.
Yeah. I want to say what's up to my man Stash. Thank you so much for being here. Paul did just share a link here to Nate Everyday Im Hustlin's channel. Tomorrow, the three of us, myself, Gate City Picker, and Everyday Im Hustlin, will be meeting for a live sports card auction. And we do that every single Sunday at 4 p.m. It rotates between our channels. So next Sunday, it'll be on my channel. So if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, so you'll see whenever we go live. We do also drop videos 7 days a week here as well. We have a new sports card show vlog coming out tomorrow. Big shout out to DJ too as well. He said, I did find the channel by searching for sports card shows, so that works. Yes. That's amazing. So that's like one of my favorite things to do, is go to sports card shows.
So you were basically asking, like when we're starting, like you're on eBay right now and you want to sell on Instagram to avoid the fees. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I mean, you put in a lot of work on your YouTube, and it definitely takes time, man. I mean, if you're willing to put in the time and the effort and go live and do that, do it. But the first thing I'll tell you is it's going to be a lot of time. I mean, the biggest thing on Instagram is you want to make sure your comps are on, man. We had a lot of comps that were off at the beginning and had a lot of people see that as negative, and people can hit that unfollow button faster than they can hit that follow button, just like the subscribe button on YouTube. So what we started doing is we started putting stickers on cards, and pricing them at the comps. And if we weren't selling the card and we had someone interested, we'd give them a deal. And after we started doing that a few weeks, it seemed like people really liked that. And it just kind of was, people started telling their friends, and then we started hitting that moon and that spaceship. And um, I did do an ad campaign for $40. I got $20 free from Instagram, and it worked a little bit. It brought us some people probably we wouldn't have gotten it without the ad campaign, but I don't think I'd do it again. But that's another thing you can do too, is if you have a couple posts, you can pay for the ads, on Instagram or Facebook, and it advertises on both platforms. And you can actually go in and really target that person you're trying to target,
Have you ever? I'm just wondering, like, if you had it, like, any kind of experience, like, with gaining, like, followers, or, like, just more people finding out about your page that way, or would you suggest, like, anybody, like, that's looking to sell cards or even, like, other products?
I'm sorry, what was the whole, I missed the first part.
Well, you'd been sharing about how, like, you're able to promote through, like, Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. I didn't know if you'd use that to help promote your page or your business at all. And if
not till recently. Before it was just all me. But one of the big things that I did that separated me is I would go on TikTok and make like a pre-show video, and that was add some music, kind of add some effects. I mean, TikTok's probably the best app to make like a 15 to 60-second clip. And then you post it on your TikTok, and then what I do is I take that and put it on my Instagram story, and then make a post on my page. Another thing that happened to us is we got really lucky on this, but it happened by accident. Is I'd go live, and you have the option to post your live on Instagram. And originally I wasn't doing it, but then I was like, well, at least this way I have evidence that someone claimed this lot. And after we started posting the lives, it gained us a lot more followers, because people can go back and see the sale or see what you actually do, and kind of get a feel for you before they see you again. I see a lot of people who don't go live and don't make posts, and I mean, they don't really gain the followers, and it has to be consistent. I mean, people are all about consistency. Like I said, it's a very saturated market, so people can very easily go on to the next guy.
Yep.
So you really have to be consistent with your posting.
YouTube's like that as well too, like, and really eBay too. Like, the more activity you give it, the better it does, like, algorithmically, if that's a word. But DJ is saying, any success buying cards from Instagram? Big shout out to Skylar's Instagram, because he does do card auctions on there, and he actually every once in a while does bring other sellers on there. Like, I went on his Instagram the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize, like, how liquid Instagram is for cards. Like, I had no idea. Like, I knew people,
you got the VIP experience, though. You got on To the Moon.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I went straight to the moon, so it wasn't like I just stepped out. It wasn't like one small step for man. It was like he just blasted me right in there. But yeah, I had no idea how, like, awesome Instagram really was for selling cards. But yeah, definitely follow him on there. But you have a lot more experience on the Instagram platform. Are there any other pages that you want to shout out, like anybody you're friends with or anybody you think is reputable for people to deal with?
DJ, if you guys have not, I would check out InvestiCard again. They do a live sale every Monday night for slabs, where they sell slabs below comps. And that is a great way to pick up slabs. They're probably one of the most reputable companies that we work with. I know we mentioned about scamming. Scamming is always a thing, man. What I always ask people is to send me a ref check. If you hit me up on Instagram, I can send you some good sellers besides myself that have a lot of good products and that are super trusted. I know we already mentioned Fun with Slabs, but there's a couple other people. But you just have to be really careful who you do business with, and keep your circle small when it comes to buying on those platforms. Facebook's a little better because they have their own payment platform, and it's almost like a PayPal. So if you buy something off Marketplace, you can kind of pay through the Facebook Pay, and it's a little safer. But when it comes to paying through PayPal, always pay goods and services, and you should be pretty safe. But yeah, InvestiCard does a raw card show on Wednesday nights and then a slab show on Monday nights, and they always have more shows going. And you can always come by for me, you know.
Yeah, he always has really good deals, guys. Like, I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. He has good stuff. So Mike has a good question. Can you make a profit selling 80s and 90s baseball cards? It's a good thing you used 80 and 90 because 80 to 90% of it, no. But you actually can make decent money on it. I'm going to drop a link to this video right here. It basically goes over like the stuff you want to look over, but like in a nutshell, what you're going to be looking for is rookies, Hall of Fame players, anything that's short printed, numbered, anything like that. And essentially you want to get it in good enough condition to where you can, you want to get it in good enough condition so that you can grade it, because especially with old cards, it's insane. Like some new cards, for example, like a PSA 9 and its raw value might not be that far off, but like older cards, like say a Kobe Bryant rookie card, a PSA 9 and a raw card are really far off. So
and PSA 9 to a PSA 10 is even farther.
Yep, exactly. So on those type of cards, condition is everything, especially because back in the day, like every single person I know that collected when they were like in my age range, you know, I'll say to my friends all the time, you remember when we were kids, like we didn't care if this card was like super off-centered, as long as the whole picture was there. Like as long as Elway's shoulder was still on the card, we were good with his rookie card.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and even
Now
ding
it's
corners.
way different.
Like if there was like a little ding, I didn't care as long as the card wasn't bent. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, it's like I am so like anal when it comes to even like the smallest things. Big shout out to my man Justin. What up, man? If you guys haven't checked him out, make sure you check him out. One of the best guys here on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, also partnering with these businesses too has helped us a lot, because it's when you get a shout out from somebody, anybody, I mean, even customers, when they give us shout outs, it promotes your page more and shows people that you're legit, you know? I mean, just building that reputation is so much worth more than followers on Instagram. If people know you're reputable and throw good deals, I mean, you're going to get customers, you know? One of the big things I talked about the other night too was just taking advantage of if you have 2,000, taking advantage of as many followers as you can. There's a lot of people who have 4,000 or 5,000 followers, but maybe only see 50 to 100 people total and do business with, you know? I mean, you really have to take advantage of what you have and give everyone an opportunity. That's why we do the lives. It kind of gives everyone a chance to get involved with the page, even if they're not buying. Because I understand there's certain people, man, I mean, that can't afford to buy cards, but they love collecting and they love the hobby and they love to talk about it. So I love to keep everyone involved, you know?
Actually, give Grimes another shout out real quick. There was a time where me and Nate were doing lives almost every day. We had a morning show, and then we had transitioned, like our channel, we were going more like the pre-recorded route. And, you know, just watching Justin's channel, he does a lot of the premieres and stuff. So like, that's kind of why I started doing one every day. That, and, you know, kind of Nate saying, man, you got to do these premieres, because he started doing the premieres, and just the engagement with people, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like you're actually there hanging out, like we're live. I can talk to you, but like, at least I'm in the chat. I'm engaging with you. If you have questions about the video, I can answer it or whatnot. But like, even like little things like that, like giving people access, you know what I mean? Like being a real person and not just like, you know, some internet person that, you know, is unreachable or whatnot. Like, I think it makes a real difference just, you know, in building, you know, a community more so than like a fandom or a followership or whatnot. So I really like where you're going with that, man.
Excited for Xavier Woods and Pat Peterson.
Grimes says, I'm not going to read it out loud. Are you double dog daring me? He says, I still have to do stripograms on the weekend, but I'm going to be full-time soon. That's only because you're a handsome man, Grimes. You're using the good looks that the Lord gave you. So do your thing, man.
So when you do eBay, how many hours do you probably spend on eBay a week, do you say?
It really depends, like, because honestly, some weeks like I completely slack and it like hurts big time at the end of the week when it comes time to pay bills. But theoretically though, like you want to at least put like what you would put into a full-time job into eBay, you know, and a lot of that has to do with sourcing, like as I'm sure like you're doing even for Instagram, you know what I mean? Like, because the great thing with the market being so hot is literally like the slabs I have that are for sale right now are just out of like my personal collection. Like I have like very little heat because it's so liquid. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard to keep anything in stock.
We were just talking about this a few weeks ago, how the market went from being hot to being not. Now it's starting to heat up again.
Justin says, I just wanted to give you the visual. My man. Love you too, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was really it went from nobody wanting to buy cards to now everyone wants to buy cards again. And, you know, you can get the prices you're asking when the market's not cold. I mean, you know, you sometimes you take a little bit of a lesser price on stuff, but when the market's hot, you really have to know that, and you have to make sure your pricing is according to that as well.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, like with you being only, well, I don't want to say new to it, but like semi new to basically the buying and selling, like the flipping of cards or whatnot. What has been the way you've found to scale?
I mean, just like I said, connecting with other people and learning from them. I knew nothing about sports 3 months ago, and now I can tell you a little bit, not a lot, but I can tell you a little bit. Oh, I was eating a McFlurry earlier. Yeah. You know, M&M McFlurries are great. Yeah, they are mocha. But yeah, man, I mean, the biggest way that we've scaled, man, is just getting involved with the community and figuring out what community you're in and who are, and some of it too is find the big players in that community and try and get involved with them. I mean, if in like InvestiCard, you know, giving us a shout out, I mean that's worth, you know, a lot, because I mean that shows all their followers who you are. You know, not many people get shout outs on there, you know, and if they give you a shout out and they're a big player, you know, they're a big player in the industry. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
But like when it comes to even little pages, man, I mean, I've went on lives from like random guys and I get 3 or 4 followers after I go live with them, and they're like, "Dude, your page is amazing. I'm definitely gonna buy some stuff. I met you through this guy. I met you through this guy." It's crazy, you know. I mean, that's probably been my biggest success, and then, you know, just taking what I've learned from other people and trying to incorporate it in my new way. If you do the same thing twice, it's not going to be as cool as if you do something different. I mean, I was going to tell you how we came up with our name. So we made this page back when Dogecoin had its first boom, and you know, I was all mad because I didn't invest in Dogecoin. But that same week is when we found our old collection and all that stuff, dug it back out. So that's why we called this Tothemooncollectables. But you mentioned like titles and stuff. I mean, having a name like that on Instagram, I mean, it's taken off, and now people call me Moon. You know, like it's something cool. You know, I mean, you're Pittsburgh. You know, I mean, something catchy. When building a brand, a logo and a name are probably 2 of the most important things, because if people like your logo and they like your brand, they're going to like you. I mean, this is our logo. We had to make a new one. Originally, we had like a basketball player, riding a spaceship to a moon, but this one we got made for us instead, and I actually like this one a lot more. We're also known as TMC Collectables, but To the Moon Collectables is what we go by.
Yeah. I'm going to say what's up to Grunt Dad. I appreciate you being here. Partner in crime is MIA this evening. He was going to join us. I think he might be at work or doing something. I'm not entirely sure. I originally told him it was going to be at 9 o'clock, but you know, like I'm not real good with time differences and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I even told Skylar, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I scheduled the live for like an hour later than it was supposed to be. So I didn't or whatnot. So Nate was not able to join us. But if you guys want to see Nate, come check us out tomorrow on his channel at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Big shout out to Paul for dropping that in the chat.
I finally watched one of Mama's jewelry sales.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's actually really crazy.
Oh yeah, she's like all about that bling bling life, man. She does one or two every week.
Yeah.
Grimes says I've branded myself as an undercover crackhead that resells. Dude, I'm telling you, man, if you haven't seen his channel, check it out. He does storage unit stuff, like which is what I was doing before I got into the cards, like as heavy as I am right now. Mm-hmm. His stuff is awesome, seriously. I'm sure she is, Moko. She's definitely watching some form of fight. She's all about it. Bulldozer, who do IPC? IPC the Steelers and the Cavaliers. And then on a smaller level, the Pirates and the Penguins. But I can go without buying baseball and hockey, and I can't go without buying Steelers and Cavaliers, if that makes sense. So trying to cut back on just like buying the sheer volume of both teams that I do, because I literally have every junk wax card ever produced of like every Steeler and Cavalier, and I probably don't need all of them. So I'm trying to focus heavy this year on Okoro and Claypool, and I'm trying to collect as many of those as I can.
Got so many messages like you couldn't have picked any other day to do this because that big UFC thing's on right now.
Touche. I didn't even think of that.
Like you couldn't have picked any better way to do this. Well, I wanted to do this today, so that's when it happened. You guys can watch the replay.
So Paul says my PC is DDB.
That was kind of cool. Do that again.
That's like an OG from our morning show. If Mama was here, she'd be mad though because she doesn't like the doo-doo brown.
Who's the main event? Is it George fighting tonight? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I heard about it. I heard there's a bunch of people watching it tonight though.
Speaking of Grimes, he was a cage fighter, man. He could throw down.
So what do you think? I mean, I know you kind of been doing the selling too. When did you start?
You mean as far as like cards and stuff, or just like in general?
When did you really start getting big in the cards reselling, like eBay and everything?
Well, the funny thing is, cards is what got me into eBay originally. Like when it first launched, like back in like the '90s, early 2000s, like time frame. Like I was going on selling basketball and football cards then. You know what I mean? And video games, stuff like that. Because I've always collected my Steelers, my Cavaliers, like any of like the hot players of the time, and Pokemon, that kind of stuff, and video games. So I would use eBay just to kind of sell off the stuff that I didn't necessarily want to keep, that I got out of packs or whatever, and buy the stuff I wanted. So pretty much I've been doing that on eBay as long as eBay's pretty much been around. But as far as doing it like full time, like to where I'm trying to like actually like make profits or, pay my bills with it, I've only really been selling cards full time for maybe a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic really first started, like I was kind of working through like the end of a lot of my like storage unit type inventory and stuff like that. And Pennsylvania, like we had a really bad lockdown. Like, so for a while there, I was actually driving to Ohio just to buy storage lockers because the ones in Pennsylvania like weren't open or anything like that. So I was, having to basically drive out of state to like even source for my business for the most part. So it right around that time was when like the market like really started to heat up again. And I started selling a lot of my stuff raw. And I'll never forget, I bought a Damian Lillard PSA 9 Hoops rookie card.
Mm-hmm.
And I was all fired up. I got it. I was like, oh, Nate, look what I just got. I invested in this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, dude, you realize you could have bought that same card for $30 raw? I was like, what?
Yeah.
He like burst my bubble. And like the minute like I heard that, something shifted in me. And I went from like being that guy that would open up packs and anything I didn't want to keep that I would just sell raw for whatever the market was selling at that time. That moment was when I was like, you know, the heck with that. Like I started grading everything then, you know what I mean? Like anything that I thought was gradable or whatnot, I started just sending off to grade. And really like, that's where like the major profit is, to where like you can go from like selling stuff to like just put your money into something else collectible, and to like being able to do that and pay bills. Because
the other cool thing about you too is you guys do submission groups. So not only are you grading your cards, you're grading cards for other people. I know John just mentioned here he's got 380 cards at PSA. That's crazy, man.
Dude, that's awesome, Justin. That is so sick, bro. If
John,
you get that, I will drive there to meet you. It depends on what part of Michigan. Like the hip flip and mama part, I think I'm like 8 hours from, but the Detroit part, I'm only like 5.5 hours from. So yeah, if you go out there, let me know, man. I will, like, really, I just need to find somebody to stay with the dog and cats. And
well, the nice thing about teaching is you got summers off, you know, John. I mean, and yes, the salary is hard to replace, I'm sure. I know we all talk about doing this full time and doing this for a living, but there's nothing like being able to do this as a side job and take all your teacher money and invest it into your actual bills, and then use your card profits to buy more cards, man. I mean, there's a best of both worlds when it comes to that, you know. And you definitely got to look at that side too, you know.
That's awesome, John. He says he has 380 cards of PSA right before the pause of bulk. That's great. I probably have between 1 and 200 sitting there right now that I sent in through Everyday Im Hustlin's group submission. Those of you guys, if you guys aren't in our Facebook group, we have a Facebook like buy, sell, trade type group. But me and Nate do group submissions through that group. Like he does PSA. I'm currently doing CSG, GMA, SGC, and BGS. So if any of you guys are ever interested in grading stuff, you can always find us in that Facebook group or down in the comment, or not the comments, the description. I always have my contact info. But that's awesome, dude. That really is.
Grimes is coming to pick you up, he said.
Dude, that would be like a dream come true, just hanging out with Grimes, like for real. And you know what's awesome? He lives in Dallas. So like that big Dallas show that like is all over YouTube, like that's in his backyard. So that's even more of a reason for me to go there. Dude, he says he's coming through in an RV. That is awesome. Grimes, that's my dream, bro. Like that's one thing I was gonna share in this live is eventually, like that's where I want my like business / YouTube channel to go. Is I just want to travel like all over the country in an RV, going to different card shops, you know, card shows, you know, just doing my thing, man. Like that would be amazing. Oh, that's awesome, John. I literally, Lower Borough is like walking distance from me. I live well, obviously you know where New Kensington is. If I live in Arnold, so you would know where Arnold is. I normally tell people New Ken because no one knows where Arnold is.
Shout out to all 30 of you hanging out with us tonight. We got about 30 in the live. What's going on?
Pat D's in the house. What is up, my man? Living vicariously through you on them carbs.
RV can hold cards. Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that, my man. Those of you guys that like cards, my man Pat does a lot of really cool sports card content with the artists that have done like the Tops 220 or 2020, I mean, and the Project 70 or whatnot. So definitely check him out as well.
Yes, we love donos. Dono. Help Moon pay for some McChickens.
Moko, yes, it is at the Westmoreland Mall this weekend. I was actually there today. Here, I'll spoil a video.
I thought you were about to pull up McChickens. I was gonna die.
Oh no. I wish I had some McChicken, but no.
I'm like, that would be freaking perfect.
I'll also put that in my. And I even like threw it open like it was a McDonald's bag and everything.
That's what I was saying. I was like, you're like, I'm about to spoil something here.
Chickens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think I put it in my. Yeah, I picked up this. And let me turn off my green screen again. It's a select field level. It's a orange parallel, and it's die cut.
Wow.
Claypole.
Nice.
Yep. So super short print. And the main reason I wanted this one is this reminds me kind of like the Steelers sleeve. So I'm going to send that in maybe HGA or somewhere that has a cool slab. Maybe even BGS since PSA isn't open yet.
John, definitely check out TGA, the Grading Authority. They're a brand new company. We're going to be doing a lot of work with them. I definitely check them out as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check them out as well. I actually just sent an order. Actually, I sent this card. I sent my wrestling card off to Carson Cruz's new grading company, Pure Graded X. Have you heard of them yet?
I have not.
He has this label on a Hulk Hogan slab that the minute I saw this Hulk Hogan card, I was like, I'm going to grade with this company. Like, let me show you guys this. This is like the sickest thing. So this is Carson's Instagram. He's the guy that started the new company. Where's that again?
Oh yeah, I have seen those. I've seen advertising. Yep.
So like imagine this slab with like that sick label and this bad man Majamo on the inside. You know what I mean? So I saw that slab and I was like, yeah, I'm grading with them. So I just sent that card off to him today.
How much are those guys charging?
I want to say it's 25. They're kind of like in the HGA vein of grading. Like
I think that whole like the label thing is taken off.
Yeah. Well, that was the main reason that I wanted to grade like my own personal card. Which one? Oh, the Charizard?
Yeah. Like Charizard.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
At the end of the day, I mean, we can grade for looks all day, but the main reason you want to grade is for resale value, you know? So, I mean,
absolutely.
If you got a company that basically does that, and everyone knows PSA is king right now for that, but could it change and could it get better? Absolutely. I'm grading through TGA because they've done a lot with us, and I kind of believe in their company. I talked to the guy. We had a Zoom meeting, and they seem like really good dudes, and I think they're going to really take off and maybe take one of those top 3 spots in the future.
Yeah, I could see that. Even their pricing like on the resale market is like impressive for them being.
You're talking about HGA.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you talking about?
TGA. They're brand new.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. They're so hard. There's so many of them.
I
will say I was surprised how fast they filled up though for people trying to grade in, but I think it's kind of the same boom as everyone gets when they first start, you know. Once we get the slabs back, we'll see what they're working with.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I need an HBK slab.
Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. There was a question above. I can't remember who asked it, and I completely forgot about it. Oh, that's cool, Paul. He's dropping a video on Pure Graded X tomorrow. So, guys, make sure you go check out my man Gate City if you haven't. I'll actually be doing a video once my Tony Hansen card comes back. So I'm looking forward to that. I was like, I could tell you it's a real card. It's me. Because the funny thing is, I tried grading my other Tony Hansen card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where the heck I put that now. I sent it into SGC, and this is like considered like my rookie card. They literally just sent it back with a sticker that says no. You know how much of a bum it made me feel like whenever there's like, yeah, no, we're not even going to deal with this junk. Like they gave me no reason why it couldn't be graded. It's just no, please don't send us that. So yeah, so I'm excited to like actually get my card graded this time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're gonna take anything away from this video, I mean, the biggest thing is just try it, and then you just really got to learn, man. Watch a lot of videos, watch a lot of other people, see what they're doing, and ask questions. You know, I mean, I was surprised how many people, even when I had no followers, were totally cool with giving me advice. You know, because
Yeah,
I think that's one of the cool things about the sports card hobby compared to a lot of these other hobbies is a lot of people are really open about what they're doing because we're all doing the same thing. You know, there's nothing really special that I do versus what you do,
yeah.
except maybe I'm selling cards and you're selling wax, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm selling singles and you're selling $5 pulls, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
people are really open about telling you what got them to where they're at, you know, and that's why I really like this hobby. And it's super easy to study it and learn it, but you really got to find your own place in the hobby and um, dig your feet in, you know, and
Yeah,
build a brand and build a community, man, and get involved with the community. There's so many people who like use their page only for them, and I just say they're missing out on a lot of opportunities there because I mean that's what been probably my biggest success is just letting people join my page and join my live and sell cards on my page or interact on my page with me. And like I love getting the community involved because it makes them feel good when they buy stuff from me or people buy stuff from them, you know.
yeah, definitely. Good call on the CSG prices go up on Thursday, John. I actually have a group submission shipping on the 27th, which is the day before that. I was going to do it on the 3rd, but since they up their prices, we're forcing that sucker in before they go up. But anybody's interested, there's still a couple more days on that for you to get me cards. All you got to do is DM me or email, whatever's easier for you there. But
Right.
Again, guys, Facebook group, anytime myself or Nate do them group subs.
Thanks for the dono, Santa. Santa's in the house.
Santa, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really.
Getting closer to those McChickens every minute.
Yeah, definitely. Just want me to bring the bag back out.
I got some coming in the fridge, so.
Nice. Gonna say what's up to Spider. Appreciate you being here, my man. He's another local guy. Annie's in the house. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
Want to become famous by followers and viewers. I get so many of those messages every day.
So Stash says PSA needs to start doing the 4 grades like most of them are doing. So what he's talking about is like the subgrades like Beckett has, or some of the other companies. Yeah, I think that would be cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that they would upcharge the heck out of you for them though, just like some of the other companies do. Like for example, like
crazy.
It costs more to get the subgrades with them than it does to actually grade a card. It's only right now it's $8 per card to grade, but they want to charge you $10 on top of that just for the subgrades, which is crazy because it only costs $2 to authenticate an autograph. So it's like, I mean, it's cool, but you know what I mean? Like,
it's legit.
I personally prefer like cards in my PC, like if I'm going to buy them, to have the subgrades. But I'm just wondering how much more they would upcharge us for that.
Damn, Spider, really? Wow. So check out your local Dollar Trees tomorrow. They're dropping Hoops and Donruss gravity packs.
That's a huge be on the lookout, man. I appreciate it.
That sucks for Donruss and NBA Hoops cards, though.
Yeah, definitely.
The yellow parallels. Ooh, that'd be sick. An Anthony Edwards yellow parallel or a LaMelo Ball. Ooh, baby. You could move that one for some money.
Have you noticed any like limitations or anything at the Dollar Trees?
I'm sure people are camping out just because.
What's up, Black Widow? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here, Unicorn.
Unicorn's gonna make me famous.
No.
You just gotta send me 3 easy payments of $99.99, and I'll get you so many followers you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. The funny thing was, I had somebody like that pop in on. I don't know what the heck I was doing. It might have been me and. I don't know if it was my Bible study channel or if it was like a much smaller like thing I was live on, and I was like you're just like 4 people here, bro. Like,
What's the price going up?
It's going up to $12 for the base. Like it's 8 right now, so it's going to $4 for CSG.
Appreciate everyone hanging out with us on a beautiful Saturday. We got 29 hanging out with us in the live. If you guys are watching this replay, go give me a follow at To The Moon Collectibles and make sure you subscribe to my boy Pittsburgh and turn on those post notifications.
Absolutely. So I'll share with you guys a little bit about kind of like how I'm scaling what was, it's only really been about 1.5 years that I've been doing the card thing. But one thing I did was late last year, I purposed it in my heart. I knew that it was going to be like a big hit to my household, like really with me spending on like personal things, because like I'm the type of dude, like I will literally empty you of every Anderson Varejao card you have. You know what I mean? And I'm like having to halt myself from doing that right now because like that's the stuff I like. I like my Cavs, I like my Steelers, but one thing I've really purposed it to do was really focus on grading, because just like I said, that Damian Lillard rookie card, like it changed my perspective. That's not even that old of a card. It's from 2012, and the difference was $140 in price compared to what you could buy it for on eBay, from where I bought a PSA 9 to where you could buy a raw card. So it was $140 difference there, you know what I mean? And at the time, PSA was still a lot cheaper to send to. Like it was like $10 for me to send a card that old to them at that time. So literally you're then at $40, you're talking about $100 profit there, minus like the eBay fees and stuff on a card that's only from 2012. So it's not that old. Now older cards like say Kobe in the 90s, right? Like his rookies, they're a lot harder to find in like PSA 9 and 10 condition, but stuff that's really like less than 10 years old is not as difficult. And a lot of that stuff, like you'll see in some of my videos when I go to these card shows, a lot of the time after I go around and look at all the major heat and stuff, I dig through bargain bins for hours. You know what I mean? Because you can find some really good cards in there, because a lot of those guys, if it's a card that raw is like sub 10, sub $5 even, like they don't want to deal with it. They're just going to throw it in a box and they're going to take $1, $3, they might even take $5 for it, and they're going to be done with it, So then if you're willing to take that card that maybe you paid $1 for, $2 for, and send it in to get graded, if it comes back a 9 or a 10, you're looking at 4 to maybe even 10 times the value. So it's a really good way to kind of beef up fast. Now, the only problem is there's really not a fast option in grading right now. So, and PSA, which is like the king of grading, is not even like really taking anything except for Super Express. So like I've had to get kind of creative, but like even something that I'm sure that Skylar can attest to, and something that like I've had people in my comment sections on certain videos be like, why are you grading with GMA? Like you can't sell their
I got a really good one for this.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like every single time I've ever sent stuff to GMA, and I sell Marty's slabs too. Like when his stuff comes back in, like he consigns them with me. So like every single one of his is completely sold out too. And it's like every single time we've at least 3x'd our money on GMA. You know what I mean? And they've been super fast and they're super cheap to submit with.
So on the Invest-A-Lot show on Monday night, there was 1 week where I decided I was going to make a big investment on some slabs, because I kept getting asked about them.
Yeah.
And if you ever go to that show, you'll learn that they really only have premium stuff.
Yeah.
there's not a lot of like $10 and $20 slabs. It's a lot of like the $200 to $300 ones. There's still some cheap ones, but I bought a crap ton of GMA. I probably got 40 GMA slabs and a few other cards, and I made it a upfront investment of $1,300, and I got a lot of hate on that. And literally the same day I got those slabs in, I went live, and I basically got my money back the same day and still had a few to spare. Or my profit was still there. I mean, I easily made $400 off that deal, which is a really good when you're buying that many slabs for that price. Your profit on slabs when you're buying them on the secondary market is not going to be as good as if you grade them yourself. But you can still find really good deals, you know. But I just remember the amount of hate that I got on that, you know, and it's kind of like maybe when you're starting out, we could relate that to when you're starting your business, the amount of hate you get at the beginning versus like when you get built up. Now you have people defending you when people are talking crap about you. I mean, when I started out, I had a lot of people hating on my page. And now if somebody says something, I got 4 or 5 people that are right away like, hey, this is To The Moon, man. Don't say anything about especially Fun with Slabs, man. He doesn't put up with that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Tothemooncollectables on Instagram.
Yep. Make sure you
for the spaceship.
Yep. Make sure you guys go check him out. I have it scrolling right below us here. Anyone that wants to follow me on Instagram, I'm Pittsburgh, just like the channel, and then the number 74. And then anybody that's on Twitter, Pittsburgh, and then the number 2, because they randomly gave me the number 2. So, and actually, Grunt Dad's, he was the one that really got me thinking about GMA. You know what I mean? Because I was watching a lot of his stuff, which go check out Grunt Dad, because it's like a criminal offense that this man doesn't have more subscribers, because he puts out some really good information. Seriously, like he knows his stuff. Like I've made money just by like following some of his suggestions. Wow. But I agree with him. He says GMA was great when they charged $4 to $6. Now I think CSG is the way to go. Yeah, from what I've seen, like sold comp wise, because like Marty is like, he went to school for like accounting and stuff, so he has like one of them like computer brains that like knows numbers really well. So like I have him like looking over like sold comps and like. So can you tell me, Marty, like what's the market like showing is like as far as CSG slabs, as far as what their sold comps are, like they're still pretty new, but he says their stuff right now is selling closer to the SGC side than it is the GMA side, which like I've graded and done group subs with both companies. I've done well with both slabs, but I've noticed the SGC slab is way more liquid than the GMA slab. You know what I mean? So if the CSG is more towards the SGC side of things, like as far as people, you know, kind of giving it more credence and putting a little weight behind it, like that just makes me happy getting into it so cheap. But yeah, GMA and CSG are going to be the exact same price now. They'll both be $12 for bulk.
And if you guys don't know what the first thing we're talking about, it probably is best to talk to somebody before you get into grading and sending 100 cards into grading. Definitely talk to Pittsburgh or myself, or talk to somebody that knows a lot about grading before you just start sending 100 cards and then spending that $1,200.
It's super expensive to grade. It really is. And one thing I'll say all the time, like I even tell people that come to me to grade stuff, I'm like, look, all I charge is $1 per card that I send. If I reject 500 cards that you want to send in, then you don't pay anything for those 500 cards. You know what I mean? So like it's literally minimal. It pays for like the flags I put on your cards. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like if you would have sent in all those cards, that's thousands of dollars that you would have wasted, because potentially the slab could come back and the cost of slabbing it could be more money than what it's worth on the resale market. So it's always good to have somebody that has a good eye for grading to look over your stuff and really determine if it's gradable. But I tell people all the time, if you have a good eye for grading, just grade it yourself and don't even bother sending it to me, because why waste the extra dollar? But if you're concerned that maybe you don't have a good enough eye to grade, there's nothing wrong with going to a group submitter or someone like that to make sure you're like, for example, say you submit 40 cards. It'd be better to spend $40 than $400 some that you're not making back.
The other thing I like about that too, man, is you can know if this card's worth grading or not. Especially when you're starting out and you got thousands of cards, it's definitely hard to know what I should grade and what I shouldn't. Mm-hmm. So even paying that $1 for your time, I mean, is worth it, in my opinion, 110%. And that's one of the main reasons we used InvestiCard is we didn't know what was worth our time and what wasn't, and we know they know their stuff. So that's what we use them. And if they, with InvestiCard, if there's something that they're not going to grade and you don't want to sell it on the rock card show, they'll send it back to you just like you will.
Nice.
There's just so many options out there and people just need to know. I mean, it's all about, once you know, you kind of can figure out what you want to do with your business, but you have to figure out what you want to do before you take that step.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have the money to put into them and you want to grade through those companies, absolutely Pittsburgh. But if you want to grade through PSA, I'd say InvestiCard 110%.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're not going to put the money out on it, you know what I mean? So, like, it's going back to, like, the whole Kobe Bryant thing, right? Where it's not like you're getting, like, say, Kevin Newman, this is a brand, a newer card, right? So the difference between this raw and this in the PSA 9 is probably not really far off, but a Kobe Bryant card, you know what I mean? Like, the difference between that raw and in a 9 or a 10 is huge.
And the difference between a Kobe Bryant and a PSA versus SGC or GMA is a lot huger too.
Oh, absolutely. So going with somebody like an InvestiCard that pays all of that, like if you have a big collection and say you don't have like the capital to take what could be a $500 collection into like a $5,000 collection just by getting it graded, that's a great avenue to make a little bit more money. Grunt Dad's channel is Grunt Dad Sports Cards. Gate City just dropped the link right there.
I do like how, with there's some cards that you can't send to InvestiCard because they're $199 minimum for a PSA 9 to send it in through PSA. So with those cards, if you still want to make that extra profit, it might be worth the $10 or $12 to send it into SGC. So that's when you can send it to a guy like Pittsburgh and take advantage of his program, and he can look it over for you. And then if he approves it, and then bam, you're in there like swimwear and making money.
Yep, absolutely. So Sash is asking, what are our thoughts on the digital moment? So he's talking about NBA Top Shot, the NFTs. I think they're cool. I don't have any. I haven't gotten into it yet, but watching Chris go live the other night with Tim, I was like, oh man, I definitely want to get into that. But I haven't done anything with them yet.
We've talked about it a lot on our page. I don't see it. I mean, look at how long it took sports cards to really boom. Mm-hmm. And look at your market on sports cards. It's not the younger generation. That's the people that are getting into Top Shot. It's the older, 40s to 60s that are really taking over the market. Maybe even the 70s to 80 or 60s to 80s. Most of them don't even know how to work a computer or phone. I think it's going to take a lot of time. I could see a potential future for it. And I know there's a lot of people right now that are making a lot of money on those platforms, but to me, it kind of reminds me a lot of Bitcoin. You're gambling, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, from what we've kind of made the conclusion on our page, you just can't take away a tangible card or the ability to sort through your cards. I mean, you can scroll through them on a computer, you can scroll through all your Top Shots, but what really makes this hobby for a lot of people is sorting through bulk or sorting through a million cards, even if it's a pile of cards that aren't worth anything. It just, the enjoyment of that,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I thought it was cool. I'm not really a big digital collector. Like even with like my video games, like I collect Nintendo stuff. I still have like over in the corner of my room, like on top of my dresser, I literally have a stack, like probably 2 feet tall of like different cartridge games and like disc-based games, just because I don't know. Sometimes I just like to look through my games and play them, you know what I mean? And like, I just like to collect things. So
if you guys want to join our Discord, Eli's Vinyl Shop just started a Discord for us, and we're going to be posting. We kind of just let people post sale posts on there, kind of interact with the To the Moon community, as well as we're going to be having a lot more stuff going on there. So if you want the Discord link, you can message me on Instagram, and I will send you the link for that. If you guys are want to get involved more in a community and don't know a good place to start, that's always a good place to start, is to join a Discord.
Yep. And there's a lot of really awesome people on Discord. Like I actually just today started a like buy, sell, trade Discord. Mm-hmm. And honestly, just like connecting with Skylar's made me want to get more involved with social. Like going on his page one time was like, yeah, I need to do this more. Like I absolutely need to do this more, because like, it was just like it was
different. It's different.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So
different markets, both are physical and digital, are both forms of gambling. And at the end of the day, if you're ripping a ton.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, for example, my buddy Marty rips a ton, you know what I mean? And like, I could never do it because like, I actually like whatever the cards are, like I have to rely on that to like pay my bills at the end of the month. But, you know what I mean? Like if I had the extra, you know, to kind of, but that's the other thing too, because you can hit something like super huge out of those packs too. And then it makes it, even if like you miss out on a couple packs here and there, you know, it makes it worth it in the long run. Forgot about that. My lamp is.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, man, I think there's a lot of money to be made in those industries, but I think you got to have a lot of money going in. It's not like ripping wax or ripping sports cards where you can spend $30 on a cello pack and kind of still have some fun. I mean, it seems like Top Shot anymore, you're having to spend that $50 to $300 to get something actually worth your time. And I know the big players anymore on Top Shot, I mean, it's crazy money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool though. Like, could it be something that like erupts even bigger? Because I do think that there is a little bit different of like a demographic for it. You know what I mean? I think the collectors like you or I like probably aren't like super big into it, but then like people that are really just big into like cryptocurrency and stuff like that, you know, it's like perfect for them, especially if they're a sports fan. You know, it's like marrying two things. You know what I mean? It's like when
the ones that I do like is where you can buy a piece of a card.
Yeah.
There's a company out there, I can't think of their name, but you buy a piece of like a Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that's cool because of the fact that you're investing into a big card that you wouldn't be able to afford otherwise. But there are some things that scare me before I'd want to invest my money, you know, but
yeah.
I do think it's really neat. I would rather do that than buy a Top Shot myself.
So Spider's asking, where do you guys rank Select in the card hierarchy?
Number one.
In my opinion, like Select's my favorite set personally. I still put it at number 2, but not by
football number 1. For football, number 1. For basketball, I'm not really sure. Probably number 2 or number 3 even for basketball. But for football, it's number 1 100% for me.
I just think the cool thing about it is, like, for example, like the field level stuff or court level.
I love the die cuts. I think those die cuts are amazing.
You just can't beat some of those cards, you know what I mean? Especially like the premier level die cuts. Those are super nice. But like say rarity, like would you rather have a silver prism or would you rather have like a silver or some other parallel like field level? Or just more rare. It's more super short printed, you know? Like I just like that about it. I don't like the fact that it's also retail now, which like that's going to drastically like up the pop going forward. But like any select set before this year, obviously is still hobby exclusive, so the pops will be down on them too.
I don't know. I think when you're looking at a set, man, it just depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from a value perspective, or if you're looking at it from a card perspective, you know.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of NBA hoops, but those cards don't go for a lot of money. But I think the cards are really cool. I think out of all the sets, it seems like Prism Basketball is the top for basketball. Obviously, it's the most expensive, but as well, the card look and the ability to get orange cracked ice, red cracked ice, silvers, you know, I mean, that just gets people excited. I do like how NBA Hoops also has the cards like the slams and all the different inserts, you know?
Yeah. Art, that would be really awesome. Like if you could, pay, open a digital pack, and then just have them send you like real cards. That would be amazing. You know what I mean? That are actually in good condition that they could actually look over and stuff like that. Or even like say like you pick the cards you want sent to you for like
I couldn't even imagine someone doing that though, because it'd be the same thing though if there was anything that was worth your time, there would be lines.
Mhm.
I mean, people would just buy out the store and just I mean, it'd be cool. What'd be really cool is if you could resell the packs.
Yeah. One thing that would be super cool is if they would just go to like a subscription box type thing where it's like I can pay you say $100 a month, right? And every month they just send me like the new packs they put out or whatever. You know what I mean? Or maybe like a promo card and some packs or something like that.
You know, I
Rather
mean, these are just great ideas. It's just like how would they execute it? You know, because most of the time those grading companies leave that to the distributor level
Mhm.
or the card companies. You know, it'd be cool if the
Yeah.
distributor level would do something like that. But at this point in time, those guys are making so much money they don't even care anymore. They're just trying to get the product in and out the door as fast as they can.
Chris, I would actually love to have you on to talk more about Top Shot because like that's something like I'm interested in from an investment side of things. I just don't know enough about it, man. And that stream you did the other night was really awesome. So if you guys are into Top Shot, go check out not Hobby Beast. Well, check out Hobby Beast, but check out Thrift Beast CQ as well because there was an awesome Top Shot stream on there.
Yeah, I said somebody's already doing those on Instagram. Those monthly service boxes.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Michael says Otis is one of those companies that you were referring to that does the partial pieces of cards where you can like buy a chunk of it.
Okay. I think that's really neat. I mean, especially, you can't really hold it, but you can say, yeah, I own a Michael Jordan Fleer sticker, PSA 10.
It actually is crazy what Grunt Dad's pointing out here. Like the number of rookies that are in select, like per pack, whenever you open it in retail now. For example, the Claypool I showed you guys that I picked up today, he had a silver, it might have just been a concourse or whatnot.
Art, we appreciate the dono. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Art. I really do appreciate that, man.
And McDonald's, here we go.
Definitely. But he said in the same pack he pulled a silver concourse Herbert. He had it like literally right next to it. I was like, wow, that's a sick card. He's like, yeah, I opened up 4 blasters, and he's like literally showing me all the cards he got. Like there's Burrow, there's Herbert, there's Tua. It's like you got all of these guys like just opening up 4 blasters. And then, like, I think to like my luck opening up stuff. Granted, I haven't gotten to open any select yet, but typically, like, I go back to opening up Prism, and it's like I wasn't getting any of these guys at retail. I get like 20 Jalen Riggers and like not anybody I cared about. Like, right. No offense to Jalen Rigger or the Philadelphia Eagles. I want the guys
I will say that's really cool that you can do donos on YouTube. I wish I had donos.
Yeah, it is super cool.
I know you can set up for like donating to like charities, and I want to do a charity event eventually as we get a little bigger.
That's awesome.
On Instagram, but I that's cool that you can do the donos on here.
Yeah, it's super awesome. You just have to have, I think, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and then you can get monetized on YouTube. I'm not sure. Is there monetization? Like, do you get paid? Like, you can't get paid for anything on Insta?
No, and that's why I'd love to do YouTube someday because of that reason, but it's you got to be good at it. I mean, you're very technology savvy when it comes to like this kind of stuff and making these videos. But like with my Instagram, all my Instagram videos are on the fly live.
Yeah,
so that's why some people don't like Instagram, is because everything you do on Instagram and you post is 100% live, and it's you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't edit it. So that's the cool difference, I guess. But something to look into.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Eli got $10 on a blue Zion.
Nice. Yeah, man, I just love NBA hoops. I think that set is really neat. I wish they had more value. I think when it comes to like looking at a set and value, I mean, if you're a ripper, you know, I think it's kind of what you like. Recently, I'm really into ripping soccer.
Yeah.
I've been buying a lot of the Prism soccer. I just actually did an opening today for a guy, and I pulled one of those Kaboom cards for him. I was like, dang it, I should open these because I've never seen one of those. I think it was an Otis.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I want to start doing some more ripping on my channel, so then maybe I can open a few packs.
That's awesome, dude.
I mean, you know, I've had a lot of people like, you should do another channel and do some ripping, you know. And what's up, Derek?
Hey, Derek, good to see you, my man. Appreciate you being here.
You know, it's so wax is so expensive and it's so hard to find retail. But I've kind of met a few people now that have some good connections, you know, and it's I think it might get to that point where I might start doing a little bit of it just so I can rip a few packs here and there because that's something I really haven't got to enjoy yet with the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so hard, you know what I mean? Unless you're willing to pay like aftermarket prices on stuff, like it's very, very hard to even get anything. You know, I think I can't even tell you the last time I actually got retail because last time I went to Target to like line up, I didn't even like there was such a big line, I didn't even get any product. So it was like sucked.
I love hoops for their inserts. The slams is literally one. Yes. I think that's so cool. Even the vanity plates, dude. Like, and the fact that they have like the regular, the winner, the teal explosion, and then the regular foil, like, it just makes it the chase like so much more fun, you know. Especially if you're actually building those collections, where a lot of these sets don't do that, where they don't do like special inserts here, special inserts there, the same card, you know. I know with Prism basketball, they have the orange cracked ice exclusively in the hangers. But when it comes to like variants of the card, I mean, you don't really get anything like that, you know. They do a really good job. That's why people rip it. It's cheap, but it's enjoyable because you can pull cards like that.
Yep. So Derek was telling me that he took his Jordan Love card to 5-star. So there's a LCS, I think it's called 5-star Collectables in Ohio, and I did a video there. One day I went to a Cavs game out there with my buddy Marty. So we literally, instead of just going to the Cavs game, we took the entire day and went from every LCS from Pittsburgh all the way to Cleveland. And it was one of the places we stopped, but they do their own grading there. They actually use the same slabs PSA uses, different label, obviously, but really nice shop. Tons of really sick memorabilia, and like that's something I've been really wanting to get a little more into, especially like when I PC the Cavs, and you can't really get a good Darius Garland rookie because he signed with Upper Deck. So Goodwin Champions is literally like all you have to look for, and he's not even in a real jersey. You know what I mean? It's like the ghettoest looking stuff. So that was one of the reasons I went into 5-star is because I wanted to. I'll show you what I ended up picking up, but I didn't get it at 5-star. I ended up getting it from eBay, and my buddy Marty actually bought me this case for it. I'm gonna show you, but rather than getting one of those booty Goodwin Champions things, I went and got a actual basketball, you know, first round pick. Everything. It's PSA authenticated and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, for like the same price as like a crappy looking card, I was able to get something cool like that.
Appreciate you all hanging out with us tonight. Everyone from my page, everyone from Pittsburgh's page. Make sure you guys check out their live auction tomorrow. I've shouted it out a few times, but you guys have something special with that live auction. I mean, you're kind of doing something similar to what I'm doing, and there's just not that many people on the market that do it. But even just some of the cards that you guys put up, I mean, and for the prices you sell them for, there's a lot of good deals, guys. So definitely make sure you hit up that tomorrow. My dad doesn't really get to do a lot of buying since he works all the time, and that's kind of his Sunday event. He he takes a little bit of our profits every week and puts it back into the auction because these guys always hook us up.
I appreciate it, man. Like you guys have been just killer for us. And, it's just one of the nice things too, is like, it's not necessarily just an auction. It's like we hang out and just BS, talk sports,
Right.
We tell you guys,
way to spend your Sunday.
Even if you don't want to, buy cards, just come hang out with us.
Yeah, so, it's like our church.
Yep. Again, tomorrow it's going to be on Nate's channel, Every Day I'm Hustling. I have a link to his channel in my description as well. So anybody that would like to come check that out, we always have really good deals. We're always under eBay comps, and you can get stuff like literally like bargain bin pricing. And a lot of times, honestly, like some of the stuff I grabbed from the card show today, I'm just going to throw into the auction tomorrow. So you guys get the fruits of my labor. So that's pretty much.
I really appreciate you having me on, man. I mean, once again, guys, I mean, if you're trying to jump into this, make sure you just reach out, ask for help, and don't do it on your own. I mean, there's so many people in this community that are willing to help you and want to see you grow too. It's a cutthroat community in a sense, but it's also fun. I mean, and a lot of people do this for the right reasons. You just have to find that group of people that want to help you succeed as well as you help them succeed. I mean, it's always a two-way street, but if you're going to take one thing from this video, I mean, it's just do it, man. And just figure out where you want to go. And if you guys have any questions, always hit me up on Tothemooncollectables on Instagram, and I'd love to talk to you. Yeah,
he's a really good dude. Same person you're seeing here is like literally who you're going to get in your DMs. If you hit him up, that's awesome. Derek said they had a Kozar signing out there. That's what's up. He's one of the more famous quarterbacks for the Cleveland Browns in recent history.
I'd love to wait for Nate, but I'm going to jump off here. I got to do a few more things tonight.
Yeah, no problem, man. I was getting ready to wind it down anyway. Is there anything you want to promote before we get?
Yeah, I just want to give another shout out again. I mean, shout out to, I got a list, but Eli's Vinyl Shop, To the Moon merch. Go check out Smooth Sleeves if you guys are looking for new penny sleeves. If you guys haven't ordered, they're a brand new penny sleeve company out there, so definitely go check them out. We love them. They've kind of reinvented the wheel a little bit on that game and made a penny sleeve that protects your cards a little better. Nice. Everyone go make an account on Card Social. There's some amazing deals out there. Have you checked that out yet?
No, not yet.
You definitely need to check out Card Social. There's a lot of good deals out there right now. It's a very new platform, and if you want to sell on there, use promo code MOON, and you will also, they're Elevate Sports Cards, Smooth Sleeves. If you use promo code MOON on Card Social, you get, I believe it's $10 or $15 free for your 10 or free 15 listings. Go check out the Grading Authority, guys. Brand new company. I think right now they're doing their second wave of pre-orders. It's $15 a card. Huge shout out again to show your slabs always, guys. If you use promo code MOON over there, you'll save 10% off of your total purchase. If you guys want to get a slab for the man cave, or just buy some of their new cleaner. They also have this new cleaner. I'm interested to see more about it, but it cleans your slabs for you. If you ever have dirty slabs, and you need to clean them, it's awesome. And then finally, man, InvestiCard. We've said it 100 times tonight, but shout out to those guys, man. Always grinding, always hustling, and make sure you go check out their partnership program. And I didn't say it much in this live, but if you're building a business, I mean, one of the biggest things for us, man, is finding multiple ways to make money. Because like you said, that end of the month time comes, and you really have to find that way to pay those bills. And if you have a bad month on this platform, maybe this platform is going to help you get through that month, And then next month, it could be the complete opposite, That's why we like InvestiCard, is we use them as a second platform to help us, grow and make money. And if you want to grade through PSA for free, go through InvestiCard.
So do you have a link that you could share for the penny sleeves, the smooth sleeves? If not, I can look it up real quick and share one.
If you look it up, it's smoothsleeves.com, I believe. They're really good guys. I mean, we just got a bunch. We're actually going to be buying a lot more when I get back. One of my big plans is to throw in a pack of smooth sleeves for everyone that spends over like $100 with us.
That's awesome.
I know Elevate Sports Cards sells them, so you might be able to buy them from Elevate Sports Cards.
Let me see if I can. I'll grab.
If you look up the Elevate Sports Card website, they're for sale on there actually. These kids are legit. They have their own website.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here
otherwise, you can go to the main page.
Here, I'll share this with you guys so you can actually see what it looks like. This is their website, smoothsleeves.com. I'll drop the link in the chat for you guys as well for anybody that wants to.
So if you see there, they have a little pull tab on top, which makes them super nice for pulling cards out of top loaders and not damaging your cards.
Oh yeah, that is cool. That's really cool.
And then they have 3 different options. They have the 4-pack for $20, and then they have the 6-pack, I believe, and I believe that's $30, and then I believe it's $50 for the 10-pack, or $26, and then $40. Okay, I was a little off of my pricing, but there you go.
Cool. So yeah, definitely check them out, guys, if you haven't already. It's always nice to support newer companies in the hobby because we want the hobby to be strong and to survive. So always.
I can give you the InvestiCard one too, real quick, if you want to do that.
What's that? Their website?
Yeah.
Is it just InvestiCard.com?
Yep. They're a bit wider on the corners, so they stay nice. Absolutely.
We'll share them out right quick too.
And then Show Your Slabs, I think, has a website too, but I always hit him up on Instagram. Eli's Vinyl Shop, man, he's on Instagram, so hit him up on Instagram at Eli's Vinyl Shop. And what is it? Cardsocial.com is another place you can shop. If you click on partners, that's how you get to partners on there. And then Card Social. Sorry, I'm making you do a lot of work.
No, you're good. I mean, I haven't actually used InvestiCard, so it's good to.
There's their phone number. Give them a call. 1-877. I can't read the rest.
Everybody right now, all 21 of us, let's call InvestiCard. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think their phones will be working.
If they do, it's Moon's fault, not mine. No, just
go straight to their cell phone. And then the Grading Authority and Card Social. Yeah, I mean, you guys can go to my page, check out all their Instagrams, check them all out. I mean, I'll tell you what my honest opinion. I mean, I'm not here to lie to anybody about any of these. I mean, none of these companies pay me in any sort of way. I mean, InvestiCard kind of pays me, but I'm not sponsored, I guess. I do a couple brand ambassador things with a couple of these companies. Oh, it's KARDZ Social. There you go, Card Social.
So this is sort of like another type of eBay?
Yeah. So this is no final value fees. So they only charge you $1 to list an item. So if you scroll down, all these cards are listed at $1, and you can either choose to do a buy it now, or you can choose to do a auction, and it runs the same way like eBay does. And your transaction, there's my posting right there. That one actually is done, but
which one's yours?
The To The Moon Collectables. You see my sticker with the RJs?
Oh yeah, I do now. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting a sticker in all my posts on there, so I promote my Instagram as well as I'm promoting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually just started doing something for eBay, which I'd never done before, but I saw some other people that sell on eBay do this that have YouTube channels. I had this made. Essentially, it's just like picture.
Cool.
Promo picture, and it just says, hey, if you like sports cards, check me out on YouTube 7 days a week for sports card content, and has like my YouTube, Twitter, IG, eBay store, email, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate Pittsburgh having me on, and like I said, if you guys need anything, let me know. I'm always happy to help the community, and I'm always happy to answer your questions. And we're just all here to succeed, man. We're all in a little bunch, and maybe there's a small chance one of us will get famous, and then hopefully we can all help each other get there.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Like when one of us succeed, we all succeed. But again, guys, make sure you check out Skylar on Instagram, To The Moon Collectables. Definitely going places over there. Definitely got my eyes wide open now to Instagram. Like truth be told, up until like a couple months ago, my Instagram was just a place for me to store all my cat pictures. So, but like now I'm seeing it different, like completely different. So,
right.
Again, thank you for coming on and just sharing some of what you do with us. And I'm sure we'll have you on again for follow up stream at some time. But
absolutely, man, I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for hanging out. It's been a fun time.
Till next video, guys. May God bless you. Take it easy. We will see you tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a premiere at like 3:30, maybe 3 or 3:30, right before our auction. So definitely make sure you come check that out. I'd appreciate it.
Sounds